Good afternoon, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Non-League's Premier League. My name's Lerg. It's Wednesday. We're halfway through the week. And we are at the end of our first season in the Championship. Now, we are going to finish top half of the table, which is lovely. And we will show you the run of results that have got us to be a very solid team. Now, we changed personnel a little bit. But it has had a massive effect on how the team are playing. So, you were last with us for the Liverpool and Stoke games. We then beat Portsmouth 2-2. We lost to Middlesbrough 2-1 away, which was a really tight game and honestly could have gone either way. Not upset at losing though, we played very well. We then hammered Bristol Rovers 3-0. We followed that up with a 3-0 beating of Peterborough. We drew away with Sheffield Wednesday 0-0. We then beat Fulham 3-2, we then beat Luton 2-1, and we've just absolutely trounced Hull 5-0. So, as you can see, that leaves us 10th in the Championship. So, if we come into the league table itself, we're very, very secure, solid, 69 points today. Obviously, we've got to play Norwich, who are in 5th. That's a very big ask for us to beat them, but we could potentially finish level on points with Nottingham Forest. Now, the way I look at it is we're 11 points off a playoff place, which is only 4 games. If you look at some of the games that we've lost in the season and drew in the season, I really think with a couple of additions, we might be really, really good. Without further ado, let's run the intro and then we shall get straight into the last game of the season. So, just before we make a few changes for the Norwich game, I wanted to show you how we changed the personnel to go on the run that we've been on. Dion McGee has been brought into the central attacking midfield role. We've dropped Joe Sparrow back into a roaming playmaker role, which has really suited him. We brought Tonga in on the left-hand side permanently, and Davenport has been a real key figure in this midfield. Now, unfortunately, he's out for 4 to 5 weeks, so he's going to miss the game now against Norwich, so we're going to bring in Salduccio. But yeah, we've been playing really, really well, and I hope that that transfers into today's game. I really do. We should look very good here. It's at least going to be competitive with Norwich, shall we say. So, we're hoping, obviously, to finish the season on a real high and get as high as we can get. Maybe if Nottingham Forest lose, we can go above them. So, I mean, 10th is a really good first season in the Championship. There's a part of me that feels deflated in the fact that it's the first season that we haven't progressed league on league. But we've come into the Championship very, very fast. And not only have we got there very fast, we've actually solidified ourselves as a really good Championship team. As I say, with a couple of additions, I really think next season we'll be pushing the playoffs. We're going to let a lot of players go as well. They've got Trezeguet on their left-hand side. That's interesting. So, we'll have to see how the team lines up. Obviously, maybe we destroy team kind of mentality by getting rid of so many players. But there are now a lot of players at the club who are just not going to get game time. And I don't want them to be unhappy because they've come with us from League 2 and I feel like we owe... From League 2, from non-league, most of them. Some from League 2. And I feel that we owe them at least a chance to get their own careers still carrying on, not just to be rotting on the bench. Like, we can get players in to rot on the bench around our normal 11. It's not nice, for instance, somebody like Reece Cole. I don't think he's quite good enough for the Championship. Really, really good League 1 player, in fairness, but do we want to leave him rotting on the bench? I mean, he's been a great servant for us. He's done wonders with us coming up the league. Do we want to stall his career to just being somebody who sits on the bench every game? And it's not nice. Cornick. McGee. Oh, McGee just wide of the post there. And maybe I'm being a little bit too sentimental. Maybe we should keep players at the club who we know are tried and tested. But McGee with the free kick. Bennett's there and it's over the bar. I'd like to see them progress a little bit more themselves if possible. Byrne then finds Cornick. Cornick goes back to McGee. McGee tries to shoot, gets it across. Cornick's there. We should really be scoring here. We're on top at the moment against Norwich. Much better side. And if we don't put one of these chances away, this is going to be one of those games that we're going to regret them. Look, again, 10 chances on goal. Only 3 on target. 11 now. Norwich have been reduced to just 1 chance. And Atete finally hits the target-ish as he hits the bar. I thought that was him, folks. I did. Thought we was going to be celebrating there. Cantwell then plays it back to Alaza. Dunk. Alaza again. Back to Dunk. To Proper. Collins. Collins goes over the top. Salduccio is there. Martin gets it before Tong, though. Martin brings it down the right-hand side. Salduccio is there. Gilchrist launches it for Atete. Can't get there. And Sparrow's had a very quiet game so far. He does find Cornick, though. It goes down the outside. Ball's deflected back to Byrne. Byrne's there, and he's scored a cross. Let's be honest. It was definitely a cross. It wasn't a shot. And it's just one of those funky goals where you wonder what the keeper was doing. You wonder what the defence and the strikers were doing. He puts it in towards Atete. Goes through the keeper's hands. And if you're the Norwich manager there, you are fuming. He's made a good couple of double saves early on, though. So, I mean, it balances out a little bit, but you'd expect him... If he's making double saves, you would expect him to to save the easiest ball that comes into him, just floats. Martin then tries to get... No, he gets it back to... Oh, wow. Gets it back to Cantwell, takes a shot, hits the bar, comes back out, and Trezeguet is there. It's offside. I didn't think that was offside. Oh, it's miles off. Oh, Felipe actually touched it onto the bar. Trezeguet was there to poke home the ball, but he stood in a position that's nowhere near an onside position. We are going to say, I'm pleased with how things are going. I'm not going to say there's room for improvement because we played superb in that first half. Finishing is something that we could be probably improving on. But when you have a look at when we go through the end of season review after this game, you'll see we've had goals come from all over the team. So I don't think finishing itself has been too much of an issue in general. But there are certain games where you think we should have put them to bed, really. And instead of doing that, we've not been deadly enough. We haven't quite had that cutting edge, and we have missed. But you've got midfielders who are on 20 goals. Dion McGee, for instance, is on 10 goals plus 21 assists. That's huge. Like, our midfield and our strike force is not the problem. And I don't really think our defence is all that weak, honestly. We are going to make the last couple of substitutions here. McGee's tired. We don't want any of them picking up injuries just before the end of the season. So we're going to bring on Brunton for McGee. And we're going to put him just up front alongside Kean Atete. And we'll play a 4-4-2 for the last 16-17 minutes. And see if we can't grab a second goal against Norwich, which would make us feel a lot safer. And Sparrow does finally get the ball. Atete knocks it back for Cox then. Cox out to Sparrow. Over the top for Atete. Really poor as Obafemi then is through now 1-on-1. And that's a goal. Very, very disappointing from ourselves there. Again, looking for a pass. That's our main problem sometimes, is looking for a pass that is not on. Joe Sparrow really at fault there? I mean, Brunton's really deep, so he was never going to get the ball, and it wasn't really in the direction of Kean Atete, so we have to... Oh my word. We have to blame Sparrow there, and that, by Lewis Dunk, was very, very close. Felipe then plays it to Bennett. Bennett goes for the long ball. Brunton does manage to get his head onto it to Cornick, who's now playing at right back. Bennett over the top for Atete. Again, just do what you're told. Play the ball on the floor. Owen Beck then looks for Jordan Cox. Jordan Cox finally gets the ball. Plays it back to Salduccio. Inside to Joe Sparrow. Back to Salduccio. Over to Reece Bennett. Don't go for the hump. He does. He actually finds Atete's head this time. And that looked like a bit of a harsh penalty, honestly. Cornick does step up to take the kick. Oh, it's a great save from Barkas. Should have maybe let Atete take it. Sparrow with the corner then, looking for the head of Atete, can't find it, and Sparrow's not going to get there before Dupont here, but Dupont obviously never made anything of the chance. Norwich have been very, very good in the second half, trying to get they got the equaliser, trying to get all 3 points here. But we grind out a draw. I don't think we should be happy with a 1-1 draw at home. The way we played in the first half, we should have had 2 or 3 goals. Not a terrible result, though, against a team who you expect to be there or thereabouts. I'm happy with what I saw. I'm not going to say that I'm upset about it, because I'm genuinely not. So we finished then in 10th place, 7 points ahead of 11th. A whopping 28 points. 28 points ahead of 22nd, the relegation places, so we were never really in danger there. 13 points behind the Championship playoff places, though, so that is something we're going to have to address. Right, we'll be back in just a second. Right, so end of season review. Here we are, and we have then the arrivals. Does it want to load? It does. So, board's reaction, best transfer for them is being Jacob Davenport. Very, very good signing, in fairness. Harry Cornick, for me, has got to be the one. 30 appearances, 17 goals, 6 assists from the right wing. Very, very good. Harley Dean's played well. 33 games, average rating of 7.12. Not bad at all. Geordie is our winger currently. Obviously, we can't get a work permit for him, which is really upsetting. So, I don't know what we do. Do we just sell him on in the summer? I think we have to. Very, very upsetting, because brilliant player on that left-hand side. Oh, didn't want to go all the way back. Jacob Davenport, obviously very, very good. He's played so well. Average rating of 6.97. Nathan Byrne, the right back, very good as well. Salducio's done a decent job for us in the central midfield role. Unfortunately, he's been put out now by Davenport. Davenport's much superior. Brunton as well on the right hand side has not played too bad. And up front at times. 13 games as a substitute, 27 in total, 9 goals, 6 assists, not terrible. Morgan Tongnan, 14 games. Played for us, 6 goals, 3 assists. So we've not played bad. We've not played bad at all. The season's results. We were one of the surprise packages. Spell of form in August saw them rise to 4th to celebrate a successful campaign. The board are delighted that we've achieved a top half finish. Never in danger of getting relegated. Some of these results, though, if we was to look into them in depth, we would see that we could have finished higher than where we did. But we're not going to dwell on that this season. So our biggest win was 5-0 home to Hull. Our biggest away match win was 3-0, which is the match to remember for us for some reason. And goal of the season was by Atete. Can we see that goal? From 27 yards out. I think we've had better goals than that one this season. Financially then, we are now a national rated team. Our sponsorship revenue surprisingly went down, but our broadcast revenue and everything else is up. Match day and commercials slightly down as well, which is surprising. Shirt sales really good. Unsurprisingly, McGee and Atete are 2 best sellers. How we lined up in general then, so our regular 11 was Felipe, Beck, Dean, Gilchrist and Byrne, with Salduccio and Cole in the middle, McGee, Sparrow and Cornick behind Keon Atete. Obviously that's changed a little bit, and we're going to stick with the change system in the summer. So we'll see how we get on next season. So fans player of the season, unsurprisingly, is Dion McGee. Young player of the season is Dion McGee. Signing of the season is Harry Cornick. Goal of the season went to Keon Atete. Top goal scorer is also Atete. 22 goals in the Championship, that is none too shabby. Most assists, 20 assists in the Championship for Dion McGee. Most Player of the Match awards, 10 for McGee. Highest average rating, 7.4, again for Dion McGee. For a lad who we got on a free transfer, that is some blinking good business. Felipe then most clean sheets in the season. Most Player of the Match awards in the season hasn't been broken this year. It's still 11 by McGee. Highest transfer fee paid, which was 500,000 for Geordie, and we can't even play him, which is mad. So we'll have a look at the budgets in a minute. This is what I wanted to show you first, though, in terms of we don't want these. Oh, I can't see it. Why can't I see it? Add. How do I add something? I've lost myself in thoughts. Stats, there we go. Goal attempts. So, obviously, 25 goals from Keon Atete, 17 goals from Cornick, 10 from Sparrow, 9 from Brunton, 9 from McGee, 9 from Brunton, 9 from McGee, 6 from Tong, and then 3 from Coley, who's very rarely played. So you can see our midfield, we have got a lot of attempts on goal. It's been a very, very good season. So we can't really complain at all. We've got no assists or goals on here. Assist-wise, obviously, Dion McGee is massive for us. Initial budgets then for next season. 2.8 million, 75 grand a week. It's not a massive increase at all. And our club are expecting us to avoid relegation. That's good for us. And continue remaining in the Championship. That itself, for the next 5 years, is a little bit unambitious by the board, I must say. But I think we can use that in our favour, really. So, yeah, I'm excited for Friday. I think Friday should be a really good episode for us. Obviously, we'll come back. And when we come back, it will be transfer time. So Friday's episode will be transfer window, first game of the season. Let me know in the comments, guys. Who do you think we should be signing? Who should we be looking to pick up? What positions do you think we need to improve in? How are your games going? Let me know. It's nice to see how other people are getting on. I will see you on Friday, folks. Thank you for the continued support. Catch you then.